was going to ask, like, what are some challenges that you faced in your childhood? And were those any motivators to be what you are
Yeah,
now?
like, were you bullied? Like, because
Well,
you're
I mean,
smart.
I was like one of the few white dudes in like an all black school. So occasionally you can get your ass beat up. So it was funny. Like I went to my first school, what was it called? Edgewood Elementary. And I only lasted like maybe a week or two there. And they pulled me aside and gave me a test. And they're like, you're too smart. You got to go. But it was awesome. People were fighting over
Oh,
me to have me in their group, like pulling me. I was like, man, this feels
wow.
great. Being smart's cool. And so they put a gifted program over in Riverland Elementary. And you can look up the stats. There's no white people. So, but it went fine. It was fine. It didn't much. Only got, punched in the face a little bit there, maybe once, maybe twice. No big deal. And then, but now, like, I speak black. So if I'm speaking with someone who's black, I speak black too, because I grew up probably in a shittier neighborhood than they did, which is funny.
Hmm.
So I run into these guys on the internet that think they understand black culture when they didn't grow up in it, and I'm like, yo, man, just because your skin is black, it don't mean you actually know what's up. Like, you didn't live it. You did not live it. You didn't grow up in it. You didn't eat it, right? So, but they think I'm like, they call it code switching when you like switch the way that you speak based on who you're talking to. But that's like actual
Yeah.
natural how I grew up. So then my
Oh,
next
wow.
school was the smartest school I ever went to. So I went to a program called MAGIS, Math Education for Gifted Secondary School Students, that was nearly impossible to get into. I was the last person to get in. Everyone else was
Wow.
a super omega genius, and I was like the last person dropped out, and then I was able to get in. And I was smart. Like I had gotten like third place in the county math test and the math competition. I was like, there's like 1 million people in the county. So I got in there, and then I was like an underachieving overachiever, getting B's, copying people's homework. Everyone else was just killing it. I'm like, I don't really want to learn this stuff. But they taught us stuff that, in hindsight, I didn't realize how smart the program was. So this guy, Bert Kaufman, he was an MIT guy. He invented like a new math system where they would change everything. They were going to change the way education worked. You were going to learn logic before math. You're going to learn scheme programming, the most powerful programming language in the world, a dialect of Lisp. Still today, the most powerful programming language in the world, has probably affected how I think.
Wow.
So and then I went to high school, and it was stupider. And I'm like, why are you guys trying to teach me the same stuff? Where to learn all this stuff? Then I went to college, and it was stupider still. And I was like, wow,
Whoa.
just like everything got dumber after middle school. So
Was this still in Pennsylvania?
no, well, it's kind of like they made the curriculum, you could spread it. And so like it's in a few schools. You can look it up, like MEGSSS curriculum. If you look up that curriculum, you're going to see stuff you don't understand. You're like, what is
Yeah.
syllogistic inference and modus tollens and commutativity and graph theory and set theory? Like we learned that first. Year 1, 6th grade. We learned set theory first. Like
Wow.
it is crazy. And then like you never saw it again, and everything was stupider afterwards. It's just wild to me. So I got really lucky with
When
that.
when you got into high school and college,
Yeah.
being more intelligent than other people, I myself have always, not because I was intelligent by any means, but I just have this belief that I just felt like I didn't belong. Did you experience any of that? Like,
Well,
because you were
in
way
middle
more
school, I
intelligent
was the
than
dumbest one.
people around you.
So in middle school, I was
Oh,
stupider than everyone else. And then in high school, probably still stupider than everybody else.
oh,
Same people came with
interesting.
me. Then in college, I went to community college. These people were all idiots. I had an okay entrepreneurship teacher, I guess. So I skipped my senior year of high school and went directly to college for free because you could do early admissions. And then, like, if your grades were good enough, you can get in. My grades were almost good enough. And I went to them. I'm like, hey, I'm so close. Can you just, like, let me in? And they, like, gave me a free pass to get in. Because your senior year, you just waste all your time anyway. You're not actually getting anything done. I want to get things done with my life. So I was like, go to school for free instead of pay? Yes, please. I don't want to pay. This sucks. But then what you discover is you're not actually learning anything. And then I discovered videotape college. And then like the second semester, I didn't even go at all. It was just videotapes. I didn't even watch the tapes. So it's like so stupid. And back then we used videotapes. This was like before DVDs, I think. So yeah, like it's just if you want to be intelligent, it's all on the internet now. You do not need to go to school. As a matter of fact, I'm willing to bet
Wow.
that the YouTube thing is better than your school thing. And then if you
Right.
have a question, go on the internet and give the wrong answer, and then people will yell at you the correct answer. I think it's called
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask
Bertram's
how
Law.
how you felt about. Go ahead.
There's basically a law that states that the best way to get the right answer is to pretend that the wrong answer is true. This makes people very angry, and they will tell you the correct answer. Or you could be a girl. If you're a girl and they're able to detect that you're a girl, men will be very helpful. Crazy.
Yeah,
The white knights will line up to help you with your math homework. Maiden saved on their chair, you know?
They'll be there.
Yeah, so as far as like today's education system and things like that, you just kind
it
of feel like
sucks.
it's a waste of time.
Well, they're going to teach you stuff that you're going to forget, and then the question is, why'd you ever learn it? I'll play a game with you right now. I love to play this game. Maybe love's a strong word. So I meet street preachers sometime, and I troll them. And I've learned the right way to troll these guys. So do you think I should follow the 10 Commandments? Yes. Do you follow the 10 Commandments? Yes. Okay. What are they? Long pause. Nobody knows. Swear to God. I think I got one guy out of like 10 that knew the 10 Commandments. And even though this is my game, sometimes I can't list all 10. And then you can do the same thing with school. Okay, so I'll do the same thing with school for you. Now, why, by the way, did I lead him in with that pre-framing? Because it's like chess. If I squeeze here, he's just going to escape. I got to lock up the exits first. And then he's dead. It's checkmate. Because I know how he's going to try and rotate out of it. He's going to try and change the topic, right? So you got to lock up all the escapes first. That's the only useful thing you'll ever learn from chess, by the way. So don't bother learning it. Same thing for school. Okay, you guys went to school, right? See me getting yes momentum now? So I'm training you for the kill. The kill's coming. So,
Wow.
yeah. So now, did you learn about the solar system? Like we live on a planet. We have other planets near us. We live in the solar system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they teach you how many planets there were?
Yeah.
How many planets are there?
I'm
Didn't
gonna
they teach
guess
us
9.
Yeah, but now it's like what, 8?
I think it's 8 because they got rid of Pluto, I think. But maybe they put it back.
Okay.
I don't remember. And this is my game. See how it's a hard game? Do you remember their order from the sun? Like their order?
Yeah.
You do.
You can go.
Do it.
I might fail this one.
Isn't it like Earth,
No.
Mercury? Are we starting at
What?
Earth?
No, start from
Are we
the
starting
sun.
at Earth?
Start from the sun.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I'm going by
Heliocentric, I
planets
think.
besides Earth. Isn't it
Yeah.
Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter,
Saturn.
Saturn, Uranus,
Uranus.
Neptune, Pluto?
Uranus? Did you
Uranus? Uranus?
Uranus.
You think you put Neptune before Uranus? So I just remember Mary Jane eats many jam sandwiches under Ned's porch. That's how I remember it.
Oh, I just
Without
fell off
that, I
of
would never
watching
remember
Sailor
it.
Moon as a kid.
There you go. Yeah, so like I think you might have got it, except for I think you reversed Neptune and Uranus. But
We'll
like
play the
most
tape
people
back.
forget that, and why do we care, right? So they force you to learn something that is entirely useless to you, and you will forget. Why are we doing that? Why don't we learn stuff that we won't forget and is useful? So I mean, have you guys ever get ripped off on the internet? Bought something, didn't get it. Bought something, didn't get the
Yeah.
right thing. Why don't they teach us how to not get ripped off? Did they teach us how to be good
Yeah.
friends?
How to
When
handle
you-
those moments.
yeah, or if you have a hangover, how to get rid of your hangover, or how to not have a hangover. Just drink one glass of water in between each drink, and then you're going to drink half the drinks, spend half the money, spend half the time queuing, have less of a hangover the next day because you're more hydrated. So there's all these things that
Yeah.
how do you be a good friend? What's a good apology look like? What should be in a good apology? Well, take responsibility.
Which
Tell them
reminds
why.
me,